there's one big mistake that every single one of you guys should absolutely avoid. And I'm talking about the relics. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video, guys. I'm going to try to keep it nice and short and really explain you why it's so important to avoid this mistake. Now, we all know how hard it is to collect materials from the Chimera, right? If you're actually looking at the rewards at a chest, for example, let's go on Nightmare, you're not really getting much out of it. You have a chance to get 2 to 4 legendary materials per drop. You're going to get some gemstones, but you're not really going to get relics from here. So the only way to get relics at the moment is by crafting them at the forge after you collect materials from trials and from the chests. Now, we know it's very hard to get them. So I want to quickly walk you through some of the percentage rates for crafting the relics and why you should never mix materials. One of the biggest mistakes that people will do. So let me start directly by walking you through the part of mythical materials, legendary materials, which are the most important thing related to the relics. Now, the relics, guys, are as game-changing as empowerment and as awakening, okay? So this is literally the next power creep part, where if you manage to put your hand on an amazing relic, it will completely change the game for you, because you can move it from character to character. Unlike the empowerment, unlike the awakening, this is a mobile artifact in a way or another that you can move from character to character and gain insane value out of it, right? So we have a few mythical, we have a few legendaries, epics. The rare ones are not that great. We do have a couple that are decent, but nothing that will really impact your gameplay, unlike the mythical and legendary ones, and some of the epic ones as well. So in order to make sure you are not doing this mistake, I would strongly suggest you do not mix materials. Yes, you can mix the epics and rares, but never mix the mythical. Never mix the legendaries, okay? Because this will set you back, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So I actually took some screenshots from the test server a couple of weeks ago. I never really had a chance to do this video yet. I want to show you the actual rarity chances. So if you are going to use 100 mythical materials, you're going to have a 20% chance to get a mythical relic and an 80% chance to get a legendary. So this is your best chance at getting a legendary and the best chance at getting a mythical relic by saving 100 mythical materials and using them together. Do not mix 75 with 25 legendaries, because the next one is the following. You're going to drop directly from the 20% chance to get a mythical to 13.5 and to 66.5 on the legendaries. Now, this is not even the worst part. The worst part is that you're going to start getting epics. And trust me when I'm telling you that. There is nothing more painful than using 75 hard-earned mythical materials to get a freaking epic relic, okay? So you want to avoid this mistake at all costs, guys. Trust me when I'm telling you this. This is definitely something that you do not want to do. That's why I'm repeating it like a million times, to make sure it goes through one ear and it stays in there. It doesn't come out through the other, right? No matter how desperate you are to gamble and try to get a relic. So if you're mixing 75 mythical with 25 legendaries, these are the rates. If you're mixing 50 mythical with 50 legendaries, your chances are going down drastically, because now you're going to have a 36% chance to get an epic, okay? You don't want to get an epic from this, because it will take you months to collect enough mythical materials to get this done. Now, for me, as a Kraken at the moment, a whale, I already have around 40 plus mythical materials, okay? And this is week number 5 of the Chimera. In the first week, I haven't really pushed too hard on the trials. The second week, the same. After I started working a bit more towards it. But even as it is at the moment, I cannot complete most of the nasty trials because I don't have Galateel, right? So that's a bit of an issue. So it's so hard to get the materials. You want to be patient and save them till you reach 100 mythical, 100 legendaries, and then you're going to craft them like that. Let me show you the rates of 25 mythical and 75 legendaries. Your chance to get a mythical drops from 8.3 to 4.05, and you have a 50% chance almost to get an epic relic. That's an absolute no, no, no. Then, if we are talking about just legendary materials, let's ignore the mythical ones because they are a bit far ahead for the majority of us. If we're talking about 100 legendary materials, so you're going to have a 0.5% chance to get a mythical, which is the equivalent of getting a legendary from an ancient shard on a non-2x. Then you're going to have a 39.5 to get a legendary out of 100 legendary materials. So the best chance to get a legendary relic is by using 100 mythical materials. It sounds pretty crazy, but it is what it is. But you're going to have a 60% chance to get an epic if you're using 100 legendary materials. I actually used my very first 100 legendary materials a few days ago, and I got lucky enough and I got a legendary relic, which is, by the way, super OP for PvP. Then, as soon as you drop from 100 to 75 legendary materials, look at those chances. You have a 17.81 to get a rare one, guys. That's what you want to avoid, to get a rare from legendary materials. That's why you want to save 100 before crafting them. 52.86 on epic ones, 28.96 on legendary, 0.37 on mythical, which is a joke, right? Then, if you're gonna do 50-50, 50 epics, 50 legendaries, 33% chance to get a rare. So it just doesn't make sense whatsoever for you guys to mix materials, okay? Trust me when I'm telling you that. It's one of the biggest mistakes people can do in Raid Shadow Legends at the moment, to be honest with you guys. Except feeding legendary champions and all that crazy stuff that some people do. Some people do. Then, if you're going to 75 epics, 25 legendaries, look at that. 11% chance to get a legendary, 44 an epic, but you have a 47% chance to get a rare one, guys. Crazy. Now, truth be told, I am mixing some materials, as I mentioned. I am mixing epic and rares. Only if I have 75 epics and I'm itching, right? That's when I'm mixing them. If that's not the case, if I have 100 epics, of course, I'm not going to mix them, right? So I'm going to use 100 epics alone. But when I'm running lower on materials, I'm a bit impatient because, let's be honest, we want to get as many relics as possible. Early on, we need to start collecting some relics. So if we're just saving all of the materials, we're never really going to get relics, okay? You will need dupes, fodders, because they will be used eventually as chickens, all of these dupe relics. But you want to try and preserve the most important materials. Let's say that, yes, it's easy to get rare ones and not as easy to get epics, but it's still somehow decent, right? So, after 5 weeks, these are all of my relics, okay? I have 4 epics, 5 epics in total. I have my legendary one that I got, and then I have a bunch of rares. Now, I've already fed a couple of the rare ones to be able to rank another one to 2-star, and this is my collection at the moment. They might not seem too powerful at the moment. If you have a rare one, you might be like, well, it's not that crazy. What's this? 2% more damage if I'm under any debuffs. Not such a game-changing thing. But once you start getting an epic one like Iratic Coronet, 30% damage is insane. It's basically a 6-star Nature's Rat. That's how powerful this relic is. So you want to maximize your chances of getting good relics. As simple as that. I've used 100 legendary materials. Bang! I got lucky with that 40% chance or whatever it is. And I've got the Hand of Uncreation. This will bring so much freaking RNG to the arena, guys, that people will hate me for using it, okay? So that's what I wanted to discuss in today's video. I know I've repeated the same thing 1,000 times, but it's just to make sure people understand the importance of not mixing mythical and legendary materials with the rest or with each other. Super important. Be patient, save them, and hopefully your patience will be rewarded. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your most wanted relic. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.